I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As I mentioned a few minutes ago, anyone coming to make public comment can save it for the incoming supervisor at the end of the meeting. First item on the agenda is a resolution authorizing the execution of an intermunicipal agreement regarding school emergency evacuation site. Whereas the town of Hurley has determined that entering into an intermunicipal agreement with Kingston City School District with respect to shared use of town buildings and emergency evacuation procedure in substantially the form on file with the town clerk is in the best interest of the town. And whereas the proposed action constitutes a type 2 action which will not have an adverse effect on the environment, and now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Hurley does hereby authorize by the favorable vote of not less than a majority of all the members of the board as follows. 1, the supervisor of the town of Hurley is hereby authorized and directed to execute the intermunicipal agreement between the town of Hurley and Kingston City School District in substantially the form on file with the town clerk, with such changes as shall be approved by the supervisor and the attorney for the town and which do not affect the substance thereof. 2, the supervisor of the town of Hurley, the town clerk, and its officers, employees, and agents are hereby authorized and directed for or in the name and on behalf of the town of Hurley to do all acts and things required or provided by the provisions of the intermunicipal agreement. This resolution shall take effect immediately. That's the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? So carried. Okay. I would like to move the next item on the agenda to the end of the resolutions, because it will require adjourning into attorney-client. Justice Court audit. Whereas the town of Hurley Justice Court has submitted its cash books, bank statements, and year-end report of closed cases and balanced checkbooks from the town of Hurley Justice, Roy Hochberg, and town of Hurley Justice, John E. Parker, for audit to the Hurley Town Board on December 27, 2023. Therefore, let it be resolved to accept records as presented. Report of closed cases submitted for audit meeting to the Hurley Town Board, cash book, bank statements, and balanced checkbooks. All audit records are available to the supervisor or any Hurley Town Board member on regularly scheduled court hours on 24 hours notice to the court for review. That's the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? So carried. Next resolution is standard annual or more than annual resolution recommended by the Office of the State Comptroller. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Hurley adopted a budget currently in force based upon expected revenue that would be brought into the town and anticipated expenditures the town would need to make. And whereas several budget lines in the current town budget have been overutilized, while several have been underutilized thus far compared to the anticipated demands when the budget was adopted. And whereas the town board finds that it is in the public interest to balance all accounts and budget lines while not disturbing the overall total expenditures budgeted for. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the town board of the town of Hurley that the current budget of the town of Hurley be adjusted as follows. That the following appropriation lines be decreased. 1110.1 Justices PS by $5,484.88. 1340.1 Budget PS, $5,000. 1410.1 Town Clerk PS, $8,832.56. 1460.4 Records Management, $857.99. 1620.1 Buildings PS, $16,446. 1990.4 Contingency, $75,000. 3620.1 Safety Inspection, $56,729.84, equaling $168,351.27. and that the following lines be increased. 1010.1 Town Board, $2,500. 1110.4 Justices CE, $6,210.13. 1220.1 Supervisor PS, $9,391.72. 1220.4 Supervisor CE, $12,432.65. 1355.1 Assessor PS, $3,074.39. 1410.4 Town Clerk CE, $5,864.33. 1620.4 Building CE, $21,939.85. 1650.4 Central Communications CE, $3,211.27. 1670.4 Printing and Mailing, $1,532.05. 1910.4 Insurance, $11,654.06. 1920.4 Municipal Dues, $530. 3510.4 Dog Control CE, $379.71. 3620.4 Safety Inspection CE, $2,202.76. 5010.1 Highway Super PS, $3,476.46. 5010.4 Highway Super CE, $1,880.41. 7110.4 Park CE, $5,222.44. 8010.1 Zoning PS, $2,668.75. 8020.1 Planning PS, $6,615.86. 8020.4 Planning CE, $7,202.59. 8090.4 Environmental CE, $45,447.65. 8160.1 Refuse PS, $3,491.78. 8160.4 Refuse CE, $1,078.06. 8161.4 Recycling CE, $10,344.35, for a total of $168,351.27. That's the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second
Gregory beat you to it, sorry. Any discussion?
Yes, I have a question to ask you. You know what? You put down for Bonnie Franson under Supervisor's account. This is the 1220.4? No, I'm just saying, like you actually mentioned last time, November 17th.
Well, then I misspoke.
So where's that $70,000 that she's getting paid coming from?
That's a separate issue. It's coming out of a fund that we designated already.
All right,
There's a
I'm
motion
just
on the
saying-
table. You have anything pertinent to this
Yes, I
particular?
do. Yes, I do.
Please continue.
I'm saying the fact is though that on November 17th, you stated that $70,000 will come out of that account. You said Supervisor CE account, which only
I
has
don't remember what I
$17,000.
said, so
Okay.
you're quoting me and I don't recall.
Has that anything to do with this?
Yes, it does.
Where is it?
I'm asking where that money is.
Where is it? Where is it on this?
What I'm saying for that we have $70,000 on the
We got a
account.
second.
that
We got a
doesn't-
second. So can we just vote on this?
No.
Yes, right?
You know what?
That's not.
I'm done.
That's
Here's
not.
my resignation. You guys can just go to hell.
No, here, you want to
no.
read it?
So this. Wait,
How about you
wait,
read it?
guys, no.
You read it for me, please.
No.
I'm out of here.
So I get it that this is an attempted gotcha moment for me. That issue does not have anything to do with this resolution.
But it does have
So
to do with resolution.
it doesn't have anything to do with this resolution.
It does because you have $70,000 that you have to put into that account, and I don't see it accounted for.
I have a question for you. When we hired her, didn't you approve the hiring of Bonnie Franson?
Not for the
For the
$70,000.
feasibility study, yes. we
Yes,
did.
you did.
I was not here that day.
Oh, Jesus.
I was not here when that happened. So I didn't approve anything. That was done in September.
Honestly, Melinda, we have so much money left that you've brought in. If we want to change it, we can change it during the week. So why don't we just?
I'm not sure.
You can't change it without approval of the board.
You can't change it without approval of the board.
So we do 3.
You need a.
This is a budget line adjustment resolution. If you want to make
No,
a change to this resolution, you're welcome to. You either suggest a change, or we need to vote.
What would be the change?
The change has to be, if you're covering Bonnie Francis $70,000, that said it comes out of the 1220 account of supervisor account, it should be changed because you only have $17,000 in that account. There's nothing on this budget adjustment that puts in the additional $53,000.
You're wrong about this. This is not the conversation to have
When is it?
about what's on this paper.
Where's the other total? That would be the question to answer his question. Because I understand this. I understand what you're saying.
I don't have anything
I don't see any.
different from what's here. This is what's on the table.
What I'm saying, look over here.
Is-
All right.
Is Bonnie Franson employed by the planning board? Is this about?
Right
She's a
here.
town planner.
$17,000.
She was hired.
By my phone.
By
Bonnie was
former
getting
town board.
$70,000, and Linda said it comes out of that account. So she's got to make that count 70,000, 53,000. It's not listed here at all. So where's that money going to then?
I don't understand how this works.
That's
It's painfully clear.
That's the account that
Wait,
Bonnie's
wait,
coming
wait.
from.
She's paid at 2 accounts.
What I'm saying is,
So it
last
could be
meeting,
noted
no, at the
can
last
fix it when he
meeting,
has it.
Linda said that's where the money's coming from. I asked the
not
question,
put
and you
mail.
said, in fact, out of the surplus fund, we can fill that with.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just saying, I don't see it here.
It's not pertinent to this resolution.
Okay.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining?
I vote no.
Okay.
Next.
I can get it on my phone.
This is the highway.
No.
No. The answer is no.
I got it. Okay, there's a resolution missing from our package. Resolution to adjust highway budget lines. Whereas the town board of the town of Hurley adopted a highway budget currently in force based on expected revenue that would be brought into the town and anticipated expenditures the town highway department would need to make. And whereas several budget lines in the current town highway budget have been overutilized, while several have been underutilized thus far compared to the anticipated demand when the budget was adopted. And whereas the town board finds that it is in the public interest to balance all accounts and budget lines while not disturbing the overall total expenditures budgeted for. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Hurley that the current highway department budget of the town of Hurley be adjusted as follows. That the following appropriation lines be decreased. DA 5110.4, machinery CE by $68,964.52. That the following lines be increased. DA 5110.1, machinery PS, $60,189.59. And DA 5140.4, miscellaneous CE, $8,774.93. That's the motion. Is there a second?
I second that.
Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? So carried. Be it resolved to transfer unexpended balance and excess revenue in the amount of $296,696.27 to the following capital funds. 1H, buildings, $7,500. 2H, landfill, $175,000. 10H, leachate collection system, $25,000. 14H, stormwater, $25,000. 17H, open space preservation, $10,000. 23H, rail trail, $19,196.27. And highway fund, for $335,780.45 as follows. Move that to 3H highway in that same amount. That's the motion. Is there a second?
I second it.
Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. Hearing no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? So carried. Resolution to appoint Amy Lonis to the Board of Assessment Review, whereas the Town of Hurley Board of Assessment Review is responsible to hear testimony, supporting evidence and proof to determine that the final assessment of complaining is fair and equitable, and whereas Amy Lonis has expressed interest to fill one of the vacant seats. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Hurley that Amy Lonis is hereby appointed as a member of the Board of Assessment Review to a 5-year term expiring September 2028. That's the resolution. Is there a second?
I second it.
Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? So carried. Okay. So before I read the next resolution, we posted the vacancies for town board. We received a number of, or at least I received a number of applications. After reviewing all of the applications, one candidate rose to be qualified. She is someone who was born and raised here, has spent her life here, is a current member of the Zoning Board of Appeals, which would mean that she will step down from that post in order to serve. So here it goes. Whereas Yana Martin has stepped down from her position from the town board, and whereas Yana's term is through the year 2024. Actually, it's 25. It's 2025. Make that correction. And whereas Deborah Doherty has been put forward for the position and expressed interest. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Hurley that Deborah Doherty is hereby appointed as a member of the Hurley Town Board for the remainder of Yana Martin's term. That's the motion. Is there a second?
I second it.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I have a lot of discussions. Is there any possibility that we could address this in executive session?
You would move to executive session for the appointment.
Can we do that?
Yeah, so can you ask to move?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we move to executive session to discuss the appointment of Yana Martin's replacement.
That's the motion. Is there a second? I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Anybody voting besides me and Gregory?
Either say you're abstaining or vote.
I abstain.
I'm not going to abstain. So yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Would you like me to say executive
Yes,
session?
it is.
Is there anything we need to do beforehand?
The vote was to go to executive
No, what?
session.
What
Three
was
to
the count?
3-0.
3-0.
3-0 to 1.
3-0.
Yep.
Motion to come out of executive session.
I make a motion that we come out of executive session.
Second. All in favor?
Oh, yes.
There's a motion on the table. No decisions were made in executive session. Any additional discussion?
Are we voting on it? Let's vote on it.
Are you ready to vote?
Who's the name?
Deborah Doherty.
And the rationale is?
Deborah has been serving on the Zoning Board of Appeals since, I believe, 2020 or 2021. She grew up in Hurley, lived here most of her life, worked for IBM for a number of years. Her parents were involved in the fire department and getting the EMT service up and running, I'm told.
I would like to make the point that she's the only one that came to talk to me out of anybody who put in. who
You
was
never
looking
asked for other
the-
people to come, Peter.
Huh?
You never asked.
I think-
Okay, that's enough.
I think
All
the,
in,
the bigger problem that I think this
Shouldn't
town
happen.
is going to be faced with over the next 2 years is issues around zoning, land use, drainage. These issues are significant to this town. Really, really significant. The one thing that I don't believe the town needs is anybody that has any, if there's any possibility of conflict of interest, we
agreed.
can't afford to have that.
Yep.
Because what will happen is that we're going to be facing lawsuits.
Agreed.
I think that is what is weighing very heavily on me right now. That I know that that is the truth.
It is.
That we can't, if we don't do the right thing in terms of getting somebody on the board at this time who has the knowledge and experience, at least has been representing the town in a certain capacity of zoning, I think we're in good shape for that. So on that
You ready to
basis,
vote?
I'm ready to vote.
Okay.
Well, I want to make a statement also then, if I'm allowed
Sure.
to.
Yes.
I don't think the fact that people owning land in this town, whether it's small or large, should be sinned on and not be allowed to be on the town board for that reason. That's the reason why they can't be in town, because they own land there. That's horrible.
It's
That's
not,
true.
But that's what it is, though. You know, you're saying to me the fact that we're going to have issues of zoning and planning, and therefore a person with a large land on this in this town is going to get benefit from that kind of thing. They can recuse themselves very easily.
I believe that anyone who has an interest in land has the wherewithal to represent the town on a number of committees.
Okay.
What I'm worried about is if we are going to be faced with any kind of ethical issue coming forward, any kind of legal issue when it comes to zoning, when it comes to land use, when it comes to issues around land. That's my worry. Maybe everybody else in this room doesn't have the same worry, but I know that we will be facing, over the last 2 years, we've had to deal with legal issues related to land.
Okay, my worry is the fact that we're punishing somebody who owns land.
There's
It's
Simple as
not a-
that.
there's a bigger issue
All right,
here,
okay.
Mike.
I hear you.
It's got to be bigger than that.
Step in with a little
I'm gonna
comment.
call, I'm gonna, no,
No, I want everybody
Oh.
to hear this, and I have a right to say it.
What's the rush?
This is literally someone, we put up a comprehensive plan. I know there's a lot of confusion about that, what it is. It's basically just a plan. It was a plan that we put out for everyone in the town, any town people that's here. About how do you see this town to be built or worked on, or what do you see?
That's not the issue.
In the future, no.
That's not
But-
the issue.
But it is.
No, that's not the issue.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining?
I oppose.
Okay, duly noted. So carried. I'm gonna read these ones. Resolution authorizing professional services agreement on zero waste, whereas on October 17th, 2023, after following the requirements for the request for proposal process in accordance with the provisions of Section 120-W of the General Municipal Law, the town board adopted a resolution authorizing and directing the town supervisor to execute an agreement with the sole proposer Greenway Environmental Services, the contractor for development and operation of a zero-waste solid waste system in the town. And whereas the supervisor was authorized to execute an agreement in substantially the form on file with the town clerk, with such changes as shall be approved by such officer and which do not affect the substance thereof. And whereas upon further discussion with the contractor and upon consultation with the town attorney, it was determined that pricing for the rental of containers to hold the source separated organic material SSO and transport of the SSO from the town of Hurley transfer station to the contractor's composting facility should be listed with more specificity in the draft agreement. And whereas it was further determined that while a cost to the town was contemplated in the draft agreement, the listing of the cost with more specificity should be reviewed by the town board as a whole. And whereas the cost is to be at an amount no more than that charged under any existing or future contract with the Ulster County Resource Recovery Agency for containers for municipal solid waste and transport of MSW. And whereas the tipping fee remains $40 per ton for the life of the agreement, a substantial savings over the tipping fee for MSW at UCRA, thus creating a substantial savings to the town in addition to the environmental benefits. And whereas a revised form of agreement for services with the contractor has been prepared and presented to this board, a copy of which is on file with the town clerk. And whereas it would be in the best interest of the town to engage the contractor and proceed with the agreement. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Hurley as follows. The town supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to execute the agreement in substantially the form on file with the town clerk, with such changes as shall be approved by such officer and which do not affect the substance thereof. The town supervisor, the town clerk, and the town's other officers, employees, and agents are hereby authorized and directed for and in the name and on behalf of the town to do all acts and things required or provided by the provisions of the agreement. 3, this resolution shall take effect immediately. That's the motion. Is there a second?
Second that motion.
Any discussion?
Yeah, did we resolve the issues that we had discussed before with zero waste?
Yes.
Remember like it came up back in October, we had issues with them and then we get them resolved. Have they been resolved?
Yeah, so there've been a lot of back and forth between Michael Sussman and Janice from my office. She did draft a memo, which I can go over, that was sent to the town, that was sent to the board this morning, that goes over the changes. The big ones that were pushed is the ton tipping fee. The fees weren't clearly outlined, and it wasn't clear who was gonna run the transfer station. Because the RFP response wasn't as clear, it's been a lot of back and forth, but now it's been fully ironed out, and the contract gives the town clearly lines out the fees, clearly lines out what the town's responsible for, what they're responsible for. So I believe that the draft is ready to be signed. If you have any specific questions, I can answer it.
This is new to me.
Okay.
All right. You got the resolution this morning, or the draft or anything. I just got it right now. I never got this
Everything
before
was
that.
sent earlier today.
All right. I'm just saying. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying and so forth. I'm just disagreeing the fact that is there any discussion on this thing?
Would you like me to go through the
No.
memo? Okay.
No, I don't want you to go through it.
Okay.
It's posted online today at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it was sent over around 1 o'clock.
All right.
And
Not 24 hours.
I apologize for the
when
delay,
we got
but
it.
we were going back and forth with Michael Sussman.
That's when we got it.
No, that's when they got it.
You're
Michael
supposed to do
Sussman.
24 hours. You're not getting that.
Legally, yes, but there are exceptions to that, especially when
There's
you're
a wide
ironing out a
berth.
contract. There's a wide berth for something like this that's been on the agenda.
Well, you know what? It would have been nice. Like, okay, we got this today. Why not present it by next board meeting then also, so we all have a chance to read it in that sense. That's all I'm asking for. You read the draft and so forth. I didn't have a chance to read it all. I mean, I know zero waste. I know the people there, and I like them. I just want to know, did we resolve the issue?
There were minor issues.
There were minor issues.
There were enough issues there that we postponed it and so forth. And there was an issue also with Okra,
Yes.
because Okra had the contract also for our compost.
And that has been also.
And that has been resolved.
Yes.
All right. When was that resolved?
That was resolved a month ago.
When were we notified?
There's been conversations with other town board members and the supervisor.
All the town board members. I'm a town board member. Why was I not consulted then?
Well, you can't have a public meeting to have everyone. look
Why
at
couldn't I not get the memo then?
Are you against zero waste?
No, I'm not against zero waste, Peter. What I'm against is the fact that it's not being discussed with town board members like myself.
Well, you already approved it all, and the only reason that this resolution is coming forward is because the issues, in my opinion, it was my recommendation that we do another memo and another resolution because I believe the town board should vote and discuss, and I apologize that you feel like you weren't included. The reason that, excuse me. I apologize that you feel like you weren't included. There have been a lot of back and forth with Michael Sussman. It is the holidays, that's part of it. That he finally got back to us today. It's been on the
but
other
I'm saying,
side.
okay, so I'm saying basically, all right, we have a town board meeting coming in January sometime. I mean, I'm not saying that I would vote no now and then, or vote yes or no now and change it later. I'm just saying, it's a little courtesy, like give me time to read this thing. I like to read it.
No, I appreciate that you want to read it. I apologize it wasn't sent to you.
No, I'm just saying, like, I would, I'm not against this thing. I probably would be for it, though. I just need time to look at it more or less,
Well, I'm
other than the
happy-
5 minutes I just got.
I'm happy to go through the changes right now, before you vote. I'm very happy to do that.
Sure, let's read
Please
it.
do. Okay, so the biggest,
So let's read it. He wants to read it.
No, I agree with the fact. I like to read it myself and digest
yeah,
it.
no, I fully understand, but I can tell you what the changes are, and then you could think of what you think of that change. I'm just giving you the facts. I'm not telling you what to think about the change.
Can't they just table it until next meeting?
They can, it's up to the board. I only give legal advice, if they would like to do that.
Why are you making public comment? There's not public comment.
So it's your call. If you'd like me to go through the bylaw, I'd be happy to do so.
There's a motion and a second, we're in discussion. Would you like town
No.
attorney to go through?
No.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Is there any further discussion?
I'd like to vote on this. We worked really hard on it.
All right,
You work really hard on it.
We already voted
there's
for
a
one.
motion and a second on the table. All in favor?
Aye. We already voted for one that wasn't good enough, that she made better. I don't know what the problem is.
Anyone opposed or abstaining?
I vote to table it till next meeting.
That's not the question.
I abstain then.
Gregory, you worked on this a lot with Shabazz.
Why? I don't get this. You worked on it, you worked on it, you worked on
Hold
it.
on.
How come I didn't work on it?
Okay, Mike. So, I get it.
You were all part of it.
There is no cabal.
Well, there's one,
There's one left out.
okay.
Okay, so it will be tabled.
So it's tabled. Thank you.
Come on in. Information is out there.
Stop. Thank you.
There, two abstained, and they didn't have a quorum.
Who's the abstention?
Mike abstained and Gregory abstained.
There's one resolution left. We want to adjourn into attorney-client.
Yeah, make a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn into attorney-client. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
He's the new supervisor. He has a right to.
Motion to come out?
No.
No, all right, we don't adjourn, we'll do that. We'll do that later.
No, that's just.
Motion to come out of attorney-client.
I made that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next resolution is tabled. Okay. Supervisor's report. Reserve funds, $4,203,550.63. Cash account, $1,782,679.22. Unassigned fund balance, $2,198,527.51. Budgeted versus actual appropriations for the past 11 years. I have a detail on the next page. Total appropriations in the budget was $2,171,621.51. Actual appropriations are $2,113,130.72. So it's $58,490.79 of unexpended fund balance. Budgeted versus actual revenue over the last 11 years. Everybody's been saying, ankle biters say that I have over anticipated revenue. We'll look at that. Actual revenue, projected revenue was $1,743,461. Actual revenue is $1,981,666.48. That is a unanticipated excess revenue of $238,205.48, and we haven't yet gotten our last payment of mortgage transfer tax. So all of the fear mongering and ankle biting about how I don't know what I'm doing actually is not true. There's a letter to read. Do we have a motion to accept the supervisor's report?
I made that motion.
Is there a second? I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Very good job.
So carried. There's a statement to read into the record.
Annie tossed these at me and told me to read them, so I will read them. It's dated December 27, 2023. Annie Reed, Hurley Town Clerk. Open letter to the citizens of Hurley and the Hurley Town Board. I wish to express my deepest apologies to the citizens of Hurley who put their trust and faith in me as Hurley Town Clerk in the recent election. But I cannot serve as clerk under the newly elected administration. In the last year, with the exception of Council Member Simpson, I, and my colleagues, I have endured bullying, intimidation, threats, and bold-faced lies posted on social media regarding my character and work ethic by the 3 other elected officers and their cohorts. As a result, I cannot conceive of an acceptable working relationship with the new administration, and therefore I resign from the town clerk/tax collector effectively January 1st, 2024. In the interests of the citizens of Hurley, I will add that Lynn Bailey is up to speed on the new online payment system for taxes. Lynn's technical expertise is essential for a successful rollout, and it would behoove the board to recognize her skill set and experience as critical to this rollout. She is already authorized to act as vital records officer and a signatory for the all clerk accounts of BOCG. Annie Reed. Second letter. This is a letter from Donna Kudney to Annie. Donna Kudney is deputy clerk. I respectfully submit my resignation as deputy clerk, Town of Hurley, effective January 12, 2024, end of business day. I request that I be paid 10 hours for my accrued vacation time and any other accrued time earned during my employment by the Town of Hurley, which is normal. I will return my keys to the town clerk on January 12, 2024. I currently have a key to the front door and to the key of the town clerk's offices, the vault door key in the town clerk's office, and the key to post office box 569. I was given those keys when I began my employment with Judy Mahon. I have enjoyed working with the town clerk, Annie Reed, previously Judy Mahon, and the entire Melinda McKnight Town Hall staff. Sincerely, Donna Kudney, Deputy Clerk.
At this time, I'd like to remind the board you should appoint a clerk. It is an elected position, so its replacement must be voted by town board. And just consider that for your next meeting if you don't have anyone in mind. And then they can appoint their deputy.
Okay, with that, I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Anyone wishing to make a comment can come speak to Mr. Bombs.
Thank you, Melinda and Peter, for your service.